Hello Stampers, this is Yana Smakula for My Favorite Things. Welcome back for another video tutorial. All supplies I'm using for this project are listed and linked in the video description below for your convenience. My today's project is an easy trifold birthday card created with the help of a Barnyard Birthday and Hip Hip Yay Day stamp sets. I picked these particular stamps because of the adorable and quirky designs. I love the fun party animals and then the font used for the happy birthday sentiment. Now, this card design can be used with all sorts of stamp sets that you have in your stash. The construction part is very easy and I'll walk you through the process later on in this video. First, I needed to stamp and color the main characters for my card, so that's what I did. So speaking of the trifold card design, the idea for this card is to start a story of your card on the front of the card and then continue that story onto the second flap, onto the inside of the card. Well, not exactly the inside because the second flap is not the inside, it's the second flap, and then you also have the inside. My story starts with a rooster sitting on a fence and singing happy birthday. The story then continues onto the second flap with a bunch of animals ready to party and an appropriate sentiment saying, "Let's party like animals." I kept the inside of the card free from any stamping to have room to write a personalized message. But you can, of course, continue your story onto the inside of the card as well. I stamped the critters in Memento Tuxedo Black ink and I colored them using my Copic markers. I'm not going to focus on the coloring in this video as it is super simple, and you can see the marker numbers on the caps of my markers in case you want to use the same colors for your card. I also used coordinating dies and then I just cut the images out in my die cutting machine. Now onto the trifold card design. You'll need A2 side folding card bases for this type of card. You're going to place one card base inside the other card base, like so, to create the trifold card. It is ridiculously easy to make. And then you'll just add glue to the two back sides of your two card bases to stick them together. To create the front of my card, I stamped a happy birthday sentiment onto a white cardstock panel and I colored the letters using my Copic markers in a rainbow order. I just used two shades for each letter, a lighter and a darker one. Next, I trimmed the front panel to 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. I basically took 1/4 inch off of each side of my panel. I've already adhered a light blue cardstock panel to the front of one of my card bases. The second white card base was trimmed a hair shorter. You can see it is just a little shorter than the other card base. Before I assemble my trifold card, I need to create the front story panel and then the inside story panel. The front story panel is one with a happy birthday sentiment, and here I'm adding two fence die cuts. I'm popping both of them up, and I'm also adding a rooster on top. To add movement and interest to this background, I'm also stamping a few stars, and I'm scattering them around the focal point, and I'm going to add color to them using a single yellow marker. And this finishes the front panel. I foam mounted this front panel onto the front of my trifold card base. The inside panel, I wanted it to be colorful as well, so I used a panel of green cardstock. I stamped the sentiment at the bottom of this panel. It reads, "Let's party like animals," and I adhered this panel onto the second flap of my trifold card base, like so. Then I added my party animals above the sentiment. I also used foam adhesive here, so the party animals are popped up a little bit. And I finished this panel off by adding die-cut clouds and stamping solid stars in black ink. This is a very simple, almost cartoon-like card, but I think it is adorable and perfect for a bestie's birthday. You can easily adapt this trifold card design and concept to other occasions and use all sorts of products you have in your stash this way. I hope you feel inspired to create and will give this idea a try. Have fun crafting. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.